Silvergate Capital, look at that, closing off 57%. Shares taking a nosedive after the company delayed its quarterly release. David Hollerith is here with the latest. And David, lots of questions just about that path forward here for Silvergate Capital at this point.
Sure, yeah. So Silvergate released preliminary results for Q4 in January, saying that it suffered nearly $1 billion in losses over the fourth quarter. But it still had to release a final annual report, its 10Q. And last night it issued a notice saying yesterday it wasn't going to be able to make an extension time to file that 10Q. So this is actually harkens back to sort of signals that have come up in the financial crisis, which is typically when a company can't turn in their 10Q on time, it's a bad sign. And the company went as far as to express general concern over its own ability to operate going forward. Now, as part of sort of what it has reported, it said that its losses are going to be worse than what it said they were going to be in January. And part of that is due to the fact that they had to sell debt securities to pay off for loans they borrowed from the Federal Home Loan Bank. It's also been investigated by or under investigation by a number of regulatory agencies. It has alluded to in the notice. And Silvergate hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing at this time, but there's a lot of concern about whether or not it can operate going forward, especially when it's coming from the company itself. And the company has not added any more comment other than to say that it's working diligently to turn in the 10K.
All right. As with any of these stories, David, we're wondering about collateral damage. How does this impact other crypto companies?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, generally, when you think about a bank, especially one that caters to crypto exchanges, for market makers and for exchanges, there's going to be less liquidity available less quickly. But that being said, several crypto firms have quickly come out to distance themselves from Silvergate, including Coinbase, Paxos, Galaxy Digital, UK headquartered exchange, Bitstamp, Gemini, Crypto.com, and Circle. And none have confessed to have material exposure to Silvergate, meaning that this is somewhat of an isolated situation, at least as of now, from what these companies are saying. They've all said that they've made this decision out of an abundance of caution. MicroStrategy, which is also the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin on its balance sheet, said that it did borrow loans from Silvergate, which are due in 2025, and those loans will not be accelerated even if Silvergate goes insolvent. So for now, for the time being, from the people we have heard from, it sounds like it's relatively isolated. That being said, Binance US and Kraken have both decided not to comment on Silvergate.
All right, a story that we will continue to follow. David Hollerith, thank you.